It's February 5th, 2023, and I'm celebrating both the countdown of 480 days left to train to thru-hike the Appalachian Trail and the life of my Grammy after her passing 4 years ago. I'm remembering her urgings for me to live my best life and to say yes to opportunity, even if that means a trip to the Adirondacks to attempt a Subzero hike. Today it's -8 on Whiteface, not -90 like in the past 2 days. Good to go. I arrive at the Atmospheric Sciences Research Center in Wilmington, New York that also serves as parking for the trailhead. I plan to summit 4 mountains today and begrudgingly put on snowshoes when I see how deep the snow is just off the lot. This will be a learning experience as I've only snowshoed 4 miles before and today will be over 11. The hike starts out with an intense 36% grade up to get to the first summit at Marble Mountain. A mile into the hike, the summit at Marble Mountain is a preview of what is to come. In the distance, I can see Whiteface and what looks like a really long journey ahead. I think it'll take about 4 hours to walk way over there. The harsh weather has beaten the signs up a bit, so I use my All Trails map to make sure I'm going the right way. You know, after a sip of water from the snow-covered trees right in front of my face. Walking higher and higher through the forest, it does get colder, and I shuffle between pulling my hood up and taking it down to cool off a bit, covering my face and uncovering my face, deciding what is smart in the wind and the chill and dealing with the discomfort of getting hot in the layers. The cold will burn like this all day. The higher I get, the more dystopian it looks, isolated, untouched, evidence of the storms and the impressive negative temperatures that happened just 24 hours prior. The trees are heavily weighted with thick snow, and the wind whispers reminders that the chill can come back at any time. Almost as if by magic I step out of the dystopian and into a socially active ski and snowboard route. One of the skiers asks me if I hate my life right now climbing instead of being lifted up this mountain. No, I do not hate my life. I do this kind of crazy for fun. And then it's back into the thick forest with a glimpse of a view here and there until I come upon what looks like a cliff. I gasped, thinking, oh no, will I have to climb that? I'm so not prepared. It took my breath away for a moment, wondering how, and then thankfully I saw a sign to go around, still right on the edge of a descent, though. Imagine my surprise and how silly I felt after taking pictures of a view from a cliff to find out that it's actually structural sturdiness for the road that leads to Whiteface Mountain Summit. Maybe the cold was making me a bit delirious. I still gloated that I hiked up here to see this wintertime beauty instead of driving. And now I can also see my destination. This looks like a whole different planet. I see monotone and all the colors all at the same time. It's truly surreal to be here. But there's still more work to do, and it's cold, so I move on. I come up to what in warmer weather is called the Castle Restaurant, but there will be no sandwiches today. Only temporary reprieve from the wind and a place to drop my pack so summiting is a bit easier. It takes me several attempts to leave the protection of the walls and embrace walking into 45 to 50 mile per hour winds to continue my trek up. I hunker down every so often and brace myself as close to the ground as possible without sliding on the ice so that I can get some pictures and video. This view, this landscape, is nothing like I've ever seen, and it's so worth sharing. I am suffering and I am amazed at the same time. Fighting the wind and having trouble finding railing and chains without ice, my head starts to feel squeezed and I feel dizzy. I wonder if this is weather or altitude sickness, both concerning, but the summit house is within view. It's so close and I know that I can make it. I have no doubt that I'm safe. I'm glad I talked myself into continuing because there is that damn sign. It is mine for this moment. I only stay a few moments, enough to say, holy crap, I just did this. And look at how beautiful the unending winter wonderland is. I know I have to get back down, and on my butt is the best way to do that. So I sit and I slide. I will do a lot of that on the rest of the trip back down. I backtrack down the road in the mountain, catching views from different angles and taking inventory of my body. I feel really nauseous and dizzy, but can I summit 2 more mountains today? I think so. I'm going to try. Lookout Mountain and Esther Mountain tee off from Wilmington Trail. They're not maintained or marked, and that makes it tough not feeling well, but it'll be doable using my electronic map and a little bit of grit I know I have left in my belly. The views from these 2 summits come quickly, and I can look back to where I just was. Here I am, conquering 2 more mountains, and I can see where I came from. I dig that I used my feet to get from there to here. This is one of those trips where you do not know your capacity until you have to know it. It's time to play beat the dark and speed it up a bit. I now know that I do have altitude sickness, mild, but I have it for sure, and I have to get to lower ground. It's silly to stop and take video, but I'm overcome by how stinking pretty it is. I do end up finishing in the dark again, story of my hikes these days, but despite feeling completely depleted, I have no regrets. If it were easy, everyone would do it. I was happy to get these snowshoes off, though. Happy trails till next time.